Hello, this is my current beading project. It's a necklace and earring set called Autumn Leaves. The color is a reddish gold to amber to mimic the colors of autumn. And I also use copper in it. There's a pendant here that will be attached through tube rivets to the necklace right at the neckline, which also is a reminiscence of autumn. It's copper and polymer clay, and there's decoration cut out from the middle parts of the copper, and then leaf motifs cut out and then pushed up. There's a polymer clay cabochon at the top, and that piece is on copper riveted on to the back part of the piece. I've also placed my name on the back part of the copper and VGS on the polymer clay for Visual Gem Studio, which is the name of my company. Here for the earrings, each earring is going to be composed of a piece of copper and Russian bead leaves will be draping down from the copper. And the copper also has a tube rivet in it so that the thread can go through the copper and then have the leaves dangle. To make tube rivets, what happens is I drill a hole in the copper, and I make the hole the exact size of this copper tubing, and then cut a very small piece of the copper tubing out with a saw, and then take the tubing and push it through the hole that I've drilled. Then with dapping tools, I tap lightly on each side of the rivet. So I turn it over, do one side, turn it over, do another side, and that flattens down the tube part of the rivet so that it covers the drilled hole. Okay. There will also be an earring, a little hook for the earring on the top of that. This necklace is done using peyote stitch, and peyote stitch is a stitch, at least when I'm doing it here, it's an even count peyote stitch. It can be odd count or even count. And I take one bead at a time, skip a bead, go through a bead, and pull. Take a bead, skip a bead, go through a bead, and pull. I'll do a few here. Take a bead, skip a bead, go through a bead, and pull until I get down to the bottom, because I want to show you the picot stitch. Okay, here there's one more bead left. This is a square bead. It's a square amber bead. And I pick up one bead, then I go to my gold beads and I pick up 3 gold beads. Okay, now I skip over the gold beads and go back through the square bead and pull, and that makes a little picot on the end. And this whole necklace has picots on the ends of it, where it's on the top and the sides going over the neck. Excuse me. Now I also have another leaf here. The leaves are done again with peyote. Some of the leaves, like this one, were created by making half of the leaf first, starting from the center, going down and back up and making half the leaf, then going back to the center again, going down and up and making the other half of the leaf. This leaf was started from one end and continuously goes towards the other end. And then it will be sewn together at the top. Here, I've just put down 2 gold beads in a turnaround to come back up. The leaf is coming back up now. I take a bead, skip a bead, and go through a bead. This entire necklace, all the leaves, the necklace body, is done 1 bead at a time. When I run out of thread, because I only take about a yard of thread at a time, so if I run out, I make a knot in the thread, put a little super glue on it, let that dry, and then continue beading. To make sure that nothing falls apart, every time I end a part of a stitch and there's a tail of sewing hanging out, I go back up and down through various beads to make sure that the ends can never come out. Here I'm getting back to the top again. Get 1 more bead, and then I'm going to make this column go a little farther up by taking 1 red bead. These are, I guess these are more amber bead, a gold bead, and another amber bead. Lifting them up to the top, going back through the first amber bead. And now you see there's a little section of it that's gone a little farther up on that column. So as the bottom column goes up, so does the top column. And eventually when it gets to the height of this left side of the bead, when the right side gets the same height, then the leaf will be finished. And that is my autumn leaf necklace that will be on my website, visualgemstudio.com, and will be for sale on that website. Thank you.